Hi, my name is Annette, and I just wanted to come on here before we begin and let you know that what you're about to watch are my real life experiences with the darkness of this world. I hope that it will shine light in the truth that evil is real, spiritual warfare is not a game, and our lives are too valuable to take lightly. I pray that through this video you understand that we need to stay alert. We need to stay anchored in God, and we need to stay vigilant in this fight against the principalities of darkness and the rulers of this world. I hope that in coming on here and doing this, that you understand that this stuff isn't a fairy tale. The stuff that we have been told, the things that we've been told in the Bible, still happen today on a daily basis. More often than not, the spiritual world is more real than our physical world. Even though that sounds funny, sounds weird, it's truth. And I pray that you see the truth in this. So let's go ahead and get into the video.
Okay. So the main thing that I wanted to do was I felt God pulling in my heart to expose something that the enemy is doing. I have some things that I have evidence of. I've got on recordings, and like one of the things. This isn't something that I got. This is a movie, and it's called White Noise, and it goes through. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it goes through, and there are these three. I call them shadow men, and everybody likes this movie. It was a good movie, and I had somebody tell me one time the reason it was so good was because it was not out of the realm of possibility. And I walked into that possibility. I found out that it is true. When I was married, I'd been told when I went in there that there were things that happened, and I believe wholeheartedly the Bible and the stories that it tells. I believe everything that happened. Jesus cast out demons. Jesus told us that it was something that we were going to have to contend with. And this particular picture that I have on my computer shows that the pictures of those three guys in the White Noise on a screen. And the next thing that I have is a video. And my question is, what you think of this particular video. Have you ever seen this movie? And the answer was going to be no, because you haven't seen this movie. This movie was not a movie, it was my life. Okay. He had told me at one point that in the middle of the night, he would wake up and it was like I was fighting somebody. If you're on the ground and somebody's above you fighting them, you've got your knees pulled up, you've got your arms pulled up, and you're doing everything to get them off. And he said that was the stature I had, and there was this dark shadow above me. And so I knew that I was spiritually exhausted. I was weak physically right then. I was tired. And so I told him I wanted some videos. I wanted to put cameras up in our bedroom so that we could see what was going on. The first video, and I wish I still had it, was literally on his side of the bed. It started at the very edge of the bed, and at the foot of the bed, and his covers, his sheets started just kind of going up. It was like this, all the way up, and they were flying high, and you couldn't see anything, but those sheets were moving all the way up to his head, all the way down to his feet. And what I know that God is wanting me to tell you is that, you know, you go to the movies to watch this. You watch these kind of movies, watch horror movies, watch, you know, these things that have demons and murders and stuff like that, and it's supposed to be fun, but it's not when you lived it. It's not fun. You shouldn't take anybody to go see this. You know, I was going through this and I found some scripture that talks about this. It says, "Let your eyes look directly forward and your gaze be straight before you." God tells us not to look at these kind of things. But I tell you, anyone who looks at this, and this includes movies that are, it's not just horror movies, it's also movies that are sexually explicit. Okay? I tell you, anyone who looks at a woman lustfully has already committed adultery with her in his heart. This isn't a game. Now, the enemy makes this look so innocent. It's just all fun. You know, let's go watch Insidious. It's just a movie. It's not just a movie. I was touched by this thing. I smelled it. I fought it several times because it manifested in my house, not just above me when I was asleep. It manifested through me. I mean, not through me, but through my children. My children did things that, you know, they think is all innocent, and it's not. It's not innocent. It's not fun when it comes at you in the middle of the night. I was asleep one night. Actually, it was about 6 o'clock in the morning, about time for my alarm to go off. And my husband was laying there, and he's just, all of a sudden, he's just real restless, and he's flipping and he's flopping all over the place. And I was facing away from him. I was facing the wall. And I feel him get up. And I turn and I look at him, and I watch him walk across from the bed to the dresser. And then I heard him breathe beside me. And I look down, and my husband is right there. I look up, and what I just saw walk to the dresser was gone. It wasn't him. It's not a joke. It is not fun and games. The enemy is doing everything they can to make light of his ways in. You watch this stuff, and it opens doors. My son used to watch a whole bunch of movies that were just flat demonic, and I kept telling him, you gotta stop that. I mean, that's just, you're ruining that. You're ruining ruining yourself. And for the longest time, he couldn't sleep without the lights being on, or a light being on. Movies like It, the new It. They thought it would be funny because I told them, I said, I'm not watching that. You know, they thought it'd be funny to turn it on. And as soon as they turned it on, I got up and I walked away, and they're laughing. They said, "Come back in here and watch." I'm not watching that. I'm not watching it. Now, I can't say that I never did watch horror movies, because I did. But when I started dealing with this stuff, I realized that what I was watching, what they were watching, you know, opens doors. And if you're not careful, those doors are hard to close. You know? Now, because we have authority in Christ, he told us that in Luke 10:19, we have the authority and power to walk over scorpions and serpents of this world and all the powers of the darkness, and nothing shall by any means shall harm you. So as long as you take that authority and you stand in that authority, you can close those doors. But this one video that I have here shows you that, you know, I was in bed, my husband came in, and he is looking. You can see him go to the dresser, and he's getting ready for bed. You see his reflection, and everything's in sync, just like it's supposed to be. It's a reflection. And then he's standing there, and he's looking at something on the dresser, and you see that shadow, and he tips his head to the side, and he stands back up, and he starts walking, he or whatever it is, starts walking across the mirror, and then with a few second delay, then you'll see my husband start moving. You know, when he saw that video, all he said was, "Huh, I wasn't expecting that." But it shut me down, knowing that that thing was actually attached to him. And I have videos that show from the ceiling, all of a sudden these white clouds come flying down, just come in there. And I had to back that up and look at it. You know, and like I said, what he says is that, you know, that was just the fan. Well, the fan's back here. And the way that's coming, that shadow or those clouds are coming down, they're coming from here and coming around. So the fan is not the one that's causing that. And I have several instances of that. And I had been praying the night before, you know, about some things that were going on between me and him. And all I could think of was there was a battle going on in my room that night. I have a frame that I saved and I outlined because my daughter was looking at it, and she's like, "Mom, that's a demon right there." And so I was like, "That." So it was a battle, and she said, "I don't know, but that's a demon." I have a video also that shows I got up and I walked out of the room, and when I walk out of the room, as soon as I pass by in the hall, you can't see me, but you'll see the light come on because we had it motion censored. And within a few seconds of me leaving, the door starts closing on its own. There's nobody else in there. He's not in there, nothing. I have another video that shows there's some kind of a movement. At the beginning of it, I'm over trying to fix the camera and set the camera up over here, and there's a camera right here on the dresser, and you can see this thing moving. You can see it breathing, and it's moving, but you can't see it. It's just movement in the camera. God tells us in Psalm 101:3, "I will not set before my eyes anything that is worthless. I hate the work of those who fall away. It shall not cling to me." Matthew 6:22-23 says, "The eye is the lamp of the body. If your eyes are healthy, your whole body will be full of light. But if your eyes are unhealthy, your whole body will be full of darkness." That's not what I want. And when you're watching these movies, you are putting darkness in your life, in your body, in your eyes. Everything is going to be dark. Even though, I mean, yes, in truth, you can see, but it's an open door. When you are watching these sexually explicit movies, when you are watching these horror flicks, where all it is just violence, and then there's demonic characters in there, and some of these, what was it, The Exorcist? I believe that was supposed to be a true story, correct? Yeah. So, yeah, you got that, and then The Exorcist of Emily Rose. People think that's just all fun and games. It's not real. That stuff doesn't happen anymore. Yes, it does. Like I said, I have seen it. I have felt it. It's touched me. It's grabbed my foot. Like I said, it laid there in bed with me. I mean, it was what I thought was my husband, I had it, like I said, manifest in one of my kids. And I had no clue what to do, and it's not fun. It is not something you want to take a first date to. It's not something you want to go to and just because you love horror movies. Halloween, people like to go see all that kind of stuff on Halloween because it's fun to be scared. But when you let fear in your life, that is an open door. I don't know how else to say. The devil is real, and he's doing everything that he can to destroy us because he hates us. Since he hates God, he hates us, and he does everything he can to sneak in. If he can get a crack into your life, that's all he needs. And then it's downhill from there. And then you create that fear, or you let something in. Watching movies that are based on witchcraft. Well, it's innocent. It's not. It is not innocent. Watching movies that talk about black magic. It's not innocent. It is a doorway, and now they're putting things out there for kids, for our children to see. And to them, it's just no big deal. It's just, it's just cute. It's not cute. It's no longer cute. When they are getting into people's life and destroying them. Because people don't take it seriously. And then if they do take it seriously, they don't know how to fight it. And that's what I want, out of this, is to, number one, expose the enemy. And number two, I want people to know that there is a way out. You got stuff in your house, you got stuff happening to you, there is a way. And his name is Jesus. And he teaches you how to do that. You just have to stand up, and you have to say no more. You have that power, but people don't understand that. My husband, he was my ex-husband, and he ended up passing away this year, and it tore me up because I was afraid for him, knowing what was in there. He apparently was yelling at it, telling it to take him because he was just that miserable. And I don't want anyone else like that to go through that. In Proverbs 4:23, it says, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. It's the same thing as guarding your eyes. When you're guarding your heart, you're guarding what's going in through your eyes. That's the window into our lives, into our souls and our spirits. And if you are tainting it, what's coming in, you're not guarding it. In 1 John, it tells us, do not love the world or anything in it. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For everything in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, comes not from the Father, but from the world. And from what we have been told, Satan has ruler. He's ruler over this world, and he can tweak it. He's patient. He will wait for you to just give him just a little bit of room. Patient. He can work for years trying to get into you. And people just need to understand that this world itself, this world is not a game. We've been told what we need to do. It's not just these movies, not just horror movies, not just the sexually explicit movies. It's games, the games that we're letting our kids play. And doing role play is bringing things into their life. They don't realize that, but they are. They're opening doors. What we listen to, same thing. I mean, there's things that I listened to since I was a kid, and now when I listen to it and I hear what it's about, I start moving it. I start turning it off. These things, down low, you're glorifying Satan. I had someone tell me one time when I was talking to him about something that I had gone through that dealt with this kind of stuff. And he said that when you talk about this stuff, you're glorifying Satan. And I was like, no, I mean, yeah, you're glorifying the enemy. You're telling what they're doing. And I'm like, no, because I got rid of that thing. I don't want to glorify him. But when you continue to watch this stuff, you are low-key worshiping him. You're giving him glory. So we have to expose him for what he's doing, because if we don't, then he's still receiving that glory. Every time somebody turns on a movie to watch that, takes their date to a movie to see something like that. Just one of the things that I've told my kids and I've told some friends is the spiritual realm is more real than our physical realm, which is hard to fathom, but it is. Things are going on in the spiritual realm all the time. And I don't want to be in that. I don't want to let him win. I've had enough of him. He's touched me way too many times. He's touched my life way too many times. And, you know, I believe that the Lord has brought me into this fight for a reason. And I'm not backing down. You know, this was a hard thing for me to do, to get on here and talk. But I'm not backing down from him. I'm done allowing him to touch my life. You know, and this whole week, you know, while I was praying and preparing for this, one of the first things I did was ask the Lord to keep my children hidden so that nothing could touch them. You know, while I'm doing this, because he attacks where he knows he can hurt me or he can hurt you. He doesn't care. And he's becoming more and more brazen. And so, you know, I felt this, and the Lord pulled me into this, and I wasn't going to back down from it. That's why I continued to push to have somebody help me with this video, to get this out.
Thank you so much for watching. I've attached some additional footage for you to see. These are just some more things that I experienced, and I just pray that it opens your eyes and helps you understand that we do need to stay alert, and we do need to be anchored in God's truth. If you have anything that you would like to say, if you had any experiences that are similar, I would love to see that. I would love to hear from you. If you're needing prayer, I would love to pray with you as well. I pray that God blesses you. And again, thank you so much for watching. You have a blessed evening.